Hello, we are back with more 14 Minesweeper variants. Uh, we are gonna continue off where we left off last time with that pretty bad level. So this negation snake puzzle, we're gonna continue on trying to perfect 10 levels of plus. So we have now balance and cross. Ooh, balance is pretty bad. Balance means that every row and every column must have the same number of mines. And since we know there are 21 mines and 7 rows and 7 columns, each row and column must therefore have 3 mines in them. Cross means that the clue indicates the number of mines in this cross region as opposed to, the 8 cells around it. It means it's cross region. So this, as you can see, what it kind of says. Okay, anyways. Balance. Because we know each row has to have 3 mines in it, I think what I can say is that there has to be at least 1 mine here, because if there were no mines in these 3 cells, then there wouldn't be enough space to put 3 mines in. Right? Yeah, okay. Next, similarly here, this must have 1 mine, at least, for the same reason. At least 1. However, I don't know if it could have more than 1 mine in it. Like, let's say this had 2 mines in it, right? Then this would have only 1 mine in it, but that's entirely possible. And here, this could have 0 mines in it, because I think these could all be mines. So I don't know if this could have 2 mines in them, if it could have, like, 1 mine in them. Are we looking at this and this? Yes we are. Let's take a look at combined rows 6 and 7. How many mines must they have in total? They must have 6 in total. And the reason for that is because we know each row has 3 mines. Next, let's look at this 2 and this 2. In total, they control these squares, which I am now boxing up. I mean, they control other squares as well, but they do control these squares in row 6 and 7. So what is the maximum number of mines you can have in this region? Because both of these have a 2 and they don't overlap, then we know that this must have a maximum of 4 mines. It has a maximum of 4 mines. And if we took that maximum, we will only have just enough space to put mines in the remaining cells to fill up 6. And so what that means is that it is indeed that there must be 4 mines in this boxed up region, as well as 2 mines here. If there were 4 mines in the boxed up region, then the rest of the cells seen by these are non-mines. Alright. Cool. Now this 6 over here, it must see 3 here because it cannot see 4. And it must see 3 because it cannot see, it cannot see 2 because it can only see a maximum of 3 here. Which means it must see 3 here and it must see 3 here. That would finish both row 5 and column E. So firstly 3 mines here. No mines here, and this isn't a mine either. Cool, alright. Let's see what else we can do. Oh, right, well, now we know that there is 1 mine in this too, then this has to be a mine. Okay, We don't have a lot to go off here actually. Let's still have 5 cells around it, but we know that, well, we know that there must be a maximum of 2 mines in these 3 cells. I guess that's it. All I'm thinking of looking at these 2 3s because they happen to cover up these squares perfectly. That adds up to, well, this 3 actually sees 2, so it only sees 1 more. So there is 1 mine here. This 3 sees 1, so it sees 2 more in these 4 cells. And that adds up to 3, so there must be 3 mines in the remaining 4 cells. But I don't know how helpful that is. Well, I do know how helpful that is. We now know that there are 3 mines in here. I don't know how I'm supposed to box this up and say that, but let's say I put a 3 here. So there are 3 mines here in total. We know that columns A and B must have a total of 6 mines. And so far, it already has 5 mines. 3 here and 3 here. We also know from this 3 that because it must see 2 more mines, there has to be a minimum of 1 mine here. Because even if you had a mine here, you need to put 1 mine in these remaining 3 cells. So what that means is that there are now exactly 6 mines. Which means that this is no longer a mine, and this must be a mine. Okay. Yes, well, we know that this 3 over here must have a maximum of 2 mines here. It cannot have 3 mines here because that would break row 4 from balance. And therefore, if it has 2 mines here, it can't have 1 mine because if it had 1 mine, you can't put enough mines in here to finish up the 3. So it has to be exactly 2 mines, with its 3rd mine being here. And actually, we can just finish up column B like that, with 3 mines in it. And because there are 2 mines in these cells, that would finish row 4. Row 4 would already have 3 mines in it, so these are also no longer mines. 4. Alright, well, similarly, this 4 sees 1 mine here. So it must see 3 mines in these remaining cells. Or, if you want to think about it, in a more standardized way, 2 mines in these 3 cells. That would complete column G, and therefore none of these are mines. I think now 3 can be completed, yes. 2 can also be complete. 4 can also be completed like that. This 2 is now complete. This 3 is not yet done. This 6 I think is, no, it's not done, it's 5. Alright. I'm trying to look for the mine count here. Not the mine count, the number of mines in each column and row here. I'm trying to look for which ones seem a bit out of place. Like, we kind of know that column C has only 1 mine left, which is a bit interesting. Well, no. I mean, of course, this would have been much simpler. This 3 sees 2, so it sees 1 here. And therefore, this has to be a mine to finish column 2. And 3 over here sees 2 mines in here. And therefore, this can't be a mine because 1 is already complete. Alright, that would have been way easier. Yes, indeed. This 3 sees 2 so far. I think both are equally likely. This is like some long period of silence. Uh, 2 mines here. I think that has to help somehow, right? And then 1 mine here, which doesn't feel like it would help that much, but still. Yeah, where do we go on from here? Do we look at this 3? Oh, maybe we do look at them. Alright, so now is a more advanced version of that same trick. We're looking at columns A, B, and C now, I think, which must have a total of 9 mines in them. This 3 over here, let me mark that down first, must see exactly 1 in these 2 cells. I'll try and mark with a dot like that. This 3 can see a minimum of 1 in these 2 cells. So if you had a mine here, then you would see 1 here. Now, if we counted the number of mines remaining, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 mine here to complete the 3, and a minimum of 1 mine here. So if we take the minimum, we will get 9 exactly. And we can't go, the maximum because that will be over 9 for obvious reasons. And therefore, we must take the minimum scenario here. And that is that this is a mine and these 2 are not. Okay. That's actually pretty fancy. Right. What's next? Is it this 4? We know that there is 1 mine here to complete the C column. So there must be 1 mine here to complete the 4. That will make 2 mines. And then that will be a 3rd mine here. Fair enough. Oh, well, I think more simply, we can use like this 4. There has to be 1 mine here. So this has to be a mine to complete the 4. And now row 2 is done. This 4 cannot be completed like that. And now this 4, as we've seen, must have a mine here because there is a mine here. And that will complete row 3, so this isn't a mine. 4, well, column F can be done. And 4 is now complete, so this isn't a mine, and therefore this is. Now this is no longer a mine because column A is complete. This must be a mine to complete row 4. Column C is complete, row 1 can be completed. Column D is now complete, and that finishes the puzzle. Ooh. There was some really intricate logic there. Involving a lot of like set theory and stuff. But yes, that was actually pretty neat. Seeing how each clue kinda just stacks on top of each other to fill up a column. Alright, anyway, next. Quad and eyesight. Ooh. More challenging. I guess. More challenging, yes. Alright. So I guess we can start with this 7 and this 4. The first thing I see is that this 7 can see a maximum of 4 here in a horizontal direction. It can see a maximum of 4. It cannot see more than 4 because that would break this. So it must see a maximum of 4, which means it must see a minimum of 3 more, and therefore a minimum of 4 total in the vertical direction. And that means that these 2 are both empty. Okay. Interesting. I think quad might have stuff to contribute here in this puzzle because I see a few spots where that might be useful. Like for example, if this was not a mine, then this would have to be a mine, which severely blocks the 8. Let's see. Actually, what happens if this was a mine to block the 4 and the 7? Well, then. Hmm. Alright, sorry, I was a little caught up with something. But how do we continue this puzzle? It's very interesting to me that there has to be at least one mine here, as well as there's having to be at least one mine here. It does mean that I think it does mean that there has to be one mine here or here, right? Because firstly, if there was no mine here, then this would have to be a mine. If there was no mine here, then this would have to be a mine to solve the quad. And if these were both mines, then this 7 would have to see 7 in the column. 8 would therefore have to see only one more. So if it sees this one, then this will have to be blocked. If it sees this one will have to be blocked. So again, one of these will be mines. And because of how 8 works, you can't have both mines here, because then it will only see a maximum of 7. Which means that what all this to say is that there has to be at least one mine here. There has to be exactly one mine here. But we can't say the same thing about 7. Could have one mine here or no mines here. Alright. Actually, I think a very interesting fact about this is if this was a mine, then this 8 would see this as being a non-mine. If it was a mine, again, we would know it breaks. But this 8 must see a minimum of 6 in the vertical direction. Minimum, yes. It could see 7, but it cannot see 5 because then there aren't enough to go in this direction. So it must see at least 6. And this 7 sees at least 6. Which means that in here, it must see at most one other mine. And therefore this cannot be a mine and must be like this. And then this would have to be blocked because of quad. And what that then means is that 7 actually sees 7 up here. And this 8 means that this is a mine. Alright? Now, how is this information helpful? Because I think this is interesting and all, but it's really only one scenario. If this was a mine, then this would be the case. I guess, could we look at what happens if this was a mine? Then this would have to be empty. And then this would have to be a mine. Wait, doesn't that mean that this is always a mine then? Oh, it is. It is just that this is always a mine. Okay. So now 7 actually sees a maximum of 3 in the horizontal direction. So it must see at least 4 more in the vertical direction. And therefore must see 5, I think. It must see at least 5 in the vertical direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means this is empty. Okay. New content unlocked. 6. Well, 6 already sees 4. So it can only see 2 more at maximum. Oh, well, this 7 can only see a maximum of 6 in the vertical direction. Therefore, it can only see it must see a minimum of 1 more in the horizontal direction. So I'm using the min-max logic here. I don't know if it's like some pigeonhole theory or some variant of it, but if it sees a maximum of some cells in the vertical direction, it must see a minimum of some cells in the horizontal direction. So if it sees a minimum of 4 cells here, it must see a maximum of 3 other cells, because a minimum of 4 cells means that it would see 4 or more, and if you increase the number of cells it sees here, then you must decrease the number of cells it sees here. So it must see 3 or less, and therefore it must have a maximum of 3. A minimum of 4 will lead to a maximum of 3. So that's how the min-max logic works. So you see this 7 sees a maximum of 6. It can't see more than 6. It sees 6 or less. It sees a maximum of 6. Therefore, it must see a, if it sees a maximum of 6, it must see a minimum of 1 more, and therefore it will see a minimum of 2 in total in this row. So this isn't a mine. Now this has to be a mine by quad, and this isn't a mine because of the 8's logic. Yes. Alright, so actually this cannot be a mine either, because this 8 sees a 6 maximum, so it must see 2 more minimum in this row. 4, well 4 already sees 4, so these are both non-mines. This has to be a mine because of quad. Right, we're making some decent progress so far. Well, this has to be a mine because of this 4 actually, and therefore these are both non-mines because, you know, this 4 can only see like this. I think this has to be, yeah, this has to be a non-mine as well. And by quad rules, this has to be a mine. This 3 already sees 3. Already sees 3. So this has to be a mine as well. Okay, nice. I think that's all the logic that we can sense here. Now what do we look at? We look at this. No. We do know that 8 here, it sees exactly 2 cells. So it must see exactly 6 cells in here. It sees 3 cells in the horizontal. So it must see 5 more in the vertical, including itself will be 6. And therefore this 6 would also see 6 in the vertical, meaning that it cannot see anything in the horizontal direction. This 7 seeing 6 in the vertical and 1 more in the horizontal would add up to exactly 7, meaning that this has to be a mine. And since there are 6 in here, we know that this isn't a mine. Ooh, 9. 9 seeing 6 in the vertical direction means it must see 3 more in the horizontal direction to make a total of 4 in the horizontal, meaning that this cannot be a mine, I don't think. Okay. Since this 9 sees 4 in the horizontal, this 5 will also see 4 in the horizontal. Therefore, it must see a 5th cell in the vertical direction. From quad, this must be a mine. This 3 cannot be completed. It sees 1 here, so it must see 1 more before being blocked off. By quad, this is also a mine. Now, we must see 6 in the vertical direction, so this must be empty. By quad, this has to be a mine. This 6 is already complete, so this is also a mine. This 9 means that these are both empty. This must be a mine to prevent quad, and 4 must now see 4 cells like this. 6 has to be empty here to see all 6 cells. Okay. 4 mines. Yes, alright, you're gonna need to have a mine in one of these cells, because if all of these were empty, it would see 5. So it has to be at least 1 mine here. Does it have to be exactly 1 mine? I think it has to be exactly 1 mine, yes. Because if there were 2 mines, it wouldn't see enough. So it has to be exactly 1 mine here. Oh, and do I use that logic now? What if there was a mine here though? Yeah, but that would be fine, right? That would be okay, because it doesn't break quad rules in any way. I was thinking if there was a mine here and then no mine here, then you would need to have a mine here to make your second, to block this quad. And symmetrically, if this was a mine and this wasn't, then this would have to be a mine, which would expand both mines in either case, and there are 2 mines remaining. But apparently this is a possible combination which doesn't break anything, and then these could also be non-mines. So I don't know. This 4 is a pretty interesting. It's also pretty wrong. Okay, well, this can't be a mine because if it was, then this would be the case. You would require a mine here to break quad and a mine here to break quad, which would expend 3 mines, which we know is impossible, so this cannot be a mine. Alright, 2 means that this can't be a mine. And the 4 must now be like this and like this. So the mine was in fact here. This 4 means this has to be empty, and this 4 also means this has to be empty. This 3 means that this has to be empty, and therefore this has to be a mine to complete the puzzle. Alright. Nice, nice. Alright, let's continue. I kinda do see quad as like a rule set that works well with all other rule set. Just because it is one of the easiest variants in the entirety of the... It is one of the easiest variants in the entire 14 variants. Now, connected and multiple. Alright, so shaded cells here are worth 2. The remaining mine count is 20 is not affected by this 2 rule. And connected means that all mines must be connected to each other, so no islands, no islands. So it must be connected to each other. Diagonally counts. We can start with this 1. We know that none of these are mines because you can only have 1 here or here. And this 1 and 1 mean that none of these are mines either. Ooh, 7. 1, 2, 3. It has 9 right now. Okay. This 1 also means that this can't be a mine. Do we use connected already? You know one of these are mines. No, it's not that we use connected. Yeah, it's very funny because if this was a mine, then it would need to come out here like this. And then this would be, you know how it works. But on the other hand, if this was a mine, then this would have to be a mine which just completes the 3. Oh, and that means that this can never be a mine. Okay. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Yes, I think we now know that because of this 2, this is not a possible way, because this mine set, this mine here must extend out in some way to reach the outside, and by doing so we already break 2 by having so many mines. This is already a 3, so I guess this method here is not possible, and therefore this has to be the mine. No? Oh, right. I forgot. If this was a mine, it doesn't have to extend out here. Really? That's interesting to know, I guess. Okay. Well, if there was a mine here, it would have to exit out. I think no, that means that this can't be a mine because we've tested it. This cannot be a mine. Yeah, this can't be a mine. Alright. Wait, yeah, no, it can't be a mine. Yes. Yes? Yeah, it can't be a mine. Alright. What I was thinking was, if this was a mine, then it would have to exit out like through here or through here. So it's either a mine here or a mine here, and that would finish the 2 either way. But if it somehow took this path, then because this can't be a mine anymore from the 1, this must be a mine. So in all cases, there is at least 1 mine in one of these 2 cells, meaning that none of these can be mines either. Alright, interesting. These sets of 2s look very... They look like they do give a lot of information. I just cannot tell what kind of information they give. Well, firstly, we know that there has to be at least 1 mine here. there can't be two mines here, because if there were two mines here, then these two will be completed, and that breaks. Yeah, and because there's only one mine here, then there has to be an empty space here or an empty space here, which would block these mines off anyway. So there can't be two mines here, means there is one mine here and one mine here. Therefore there is one mine here, meaning that there are two mines here to complete the 3. This one means no mine here, no mine here or here. This 7 is complete then. No, it's not. Alright, yeah, it's a 7, which has to be a 6 plus 1. So it can only be done with a 3, with a 2, 2, 2, 1. Yeah, okay. That does make more sense. But this 3 cannot be complete. This 2 is complete, like that. To escape out, I think this must be a mine. This 3 can be completed. This 5 sees 4, so it needs one more. This 4 is complete. This 7 sees 3, so it must see 4. This 4 sees 1, so it must see 3. Well, if it must see 3, then this must be a mine. This 7 sees 5. So it sees 2. If this was a mine, then both of these would have to be empty. Then this would have to be a mine. And then for this to exit out, it must connect to here. But I guess that's possible. Oh, well, yeah, this can't be a non-mine, because if it was a non-mine, it would isolate this. So this has to be a mine. That completes a 7. 7 here sees 5, so it must see 2 more. So this must be a mine, while this isn't. 6 must see 2 more again. 6 must see 2 more, but we don't know how it works this time. Because, well, no, yes. If this was a mine, then these would both be empty. And they'll isolate these 2 cells. Yeah, if this was a mine, this would have to be empty, because if it was a mine, it will make 7, which is wrong. So this must be empty and this must be empty, which isolates these 2 cells. So this cannot be a mine. This must be a mine now to complete the 4. This 7 must have a 1 more. So this is the case. 4 here must see 2 more. So something like this. And this 6 must see 2 more as well. 1 mine remaining means this has to be a mine. Alright, perfect, clear. Have we completed 10? Oh, we've already done 10? Oh, we have! We have unlocked gallery 7x7. Oh, dang, alright, let's go. Nice. So all that's left is gallery 8x8. Whew, I've got the perfect 10 levels of +8. I haven't done a single one yet. Yeah, I'm stuck on this one. I don't really want to do this one. Oh my god, they keep giving me triplet wall. What? Do they keep giving me? They do. Oh, wow, okay. That is surprising that they're gonna force me into triplet wall every single time. I guess I'm forced to. How long have we been filming this? 34 minutes. Alright, I think I do have time for one more puzzle. Let's look at triplet and wall here. Triplet means that no mines can form a row of 3, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. Wall here means that each clue made out of separate numbers shows you the lengths of each wall. Yeah, the length of each wall around it. So each chain of mines, it shows you the number of chains of mines, the length of each chain. So here's a 1 and a 4. I guess you would understand. This 1 1 1 1 is a very special pattern because there are only 2 ways to fill it, and it's either like this or it is like this. What I'm inclined to believe is that what happens to this pattern here? There are a lot of chances for a 3 in a row if this pattern occurs. So this can't be a mine, 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 and this can't be a mine. We also know that because of 1, this can't be a mine, this can't be a mine, and this can't be a mine, this can't be a mine. But I think that immediately breaks this 1, 1, 2 here, because there's no way to put 1, 1, and 2 into these 5 cells. Essentially, how you might think about this is that if the sequence of cells does not loop around, then it must be that the number of cells must be the total number of mines plus the number of gaps here. It must be bigger than that, or it must be equal to or bigger than that. So 1, 1, 2 adds up to 4, and the number of gaps it must have is 2. So it must have 2 gaps, and in total that will be 6 cells, but there are only 5 around it if we look at this scenario over here, which is less than 6, obviously. And therefore this is not possible, which would therefore mean our starting scenario is not possible. And that means that these have to be mines, while these are non-mines. 2, 2 here can be complete. These both have to be part of a 2 chain. Now this 1, 1, 2 means that these 2 mines must be part of the 2 chain, so none of these are mines. Ooh, 1, 1, 2 here as well. Well, firstly this can't be a mine to prevent triplet. 1, 3. We don't know if this is part of the 1 or if this is part of the 3. I don't think we can figure it out just yet. But there has to be 1 mine here. There can't be 0 mines here because you can't put 1, 1 in here. There has to be 1 mine here. There can't be 2 mines here again because of how 1, 1 works. Therefore there has to be 1 mine here and 1 mine here. Ooh, but this mine is very useful. It just jumps out of nowhere. This can't be a mine, because if it was, this would be a mine, and then 3 in a row. So this can't be a mine, therefore this is a mine. This is a mine, doing that. So now we have a lot of chances for 3 in a row here, which we have to prevent. 1, 2. We don't know which one's the 2 yet. Indeed. Alright, what do we continue off here? Oh no, was that recorded? Dang, okay. Oh well. This is gonna be pretty bad. Let's see. If this was a mine, then we know that this can't be a mine because of this 1, 1, 2. This one therefore means that this has to be a mine, or this isn't. Otherwise, if this was a mine, this can't be a mine. And then either of them could extend out. No, yeah, either of them could extend out. I was wondering. No, there's nothing good here. Not that I can see, at least. If this was a mine, then this can't be a mine. This is a mine, and this can't be a mine. Yeah, what the heck is up with triplet wall, man? Why is it so challenging? I think we want to look at this 1, 3. What if this one is a 1, then this isn't a mine? This 3 has only 3 ways it can go. This, this, or this. But I guess, firstly, this is not possible, because it makes a row of 3. But this is also not possible because if you had mines here, here, and here, then this would form a row of 3. So the only possible method is if this was a mine, this was a mine, and this was a mine. And I guess that's good because that is if this was a 1. If this was a 3, then it would have to stretch out to here, and therefore in all cases this is a mine. Not very sure how helpful that is though. Oh, I see. This can't be a 1, right? Not, it's for regular wall rules. Oh, not for regular wall rules, but again, we know if this is a 1, then this is the only case possible. Therefore, none of these are mines. But now the 112 pattern with these 5 is the same thing. We can't fit a 112 into these 5 cells. So it can't be that this is a 1 and therefore this must be a 3. Oh, okay. This must be a non-mine to prevent the 3 in a row. This must be a mine. Okay. Oh well, we know there has to be at least one mine here. This can't be empty because of the same thing we talked about. So there has to be one mine here, and that will fill up this one. So this isn't a mine. We know there is one mine here. It will fill out the next one, but it could be that this was a mine and this was a mine, which you would allow something like this. Oh, but we know that this can't be empty because if it was empty, this would be a 1, but we know this would also be a 1, and therefore this would be made of 1, 1, and 1. But that's not possible, so this has to be a mine. Okay. Now there has to be 1 here. If this was a mine, then this isn't, and this is. Therefore this isn't, and this is. And this isn't, and this isn't. But on the other case where this is the mine, then this isn't. This can't be a mine either. Ooh, that can't be a mine. And I think this is a forced position because of 112. And then this would have to be a mine. So in all cases, this is always empty. 1, 3. Alright. Well, this can't be a mine. Because if this was a mine, then this would be forced to be a 3, and this would be a mine, making a triplet. So this can't be a 3, and this has to be a 1. So, what? Oh, because this could be a 3 extending out in this direction. Saying this can't be a mine. Dang, okay. That is highly unfortunate. Because you have to start from the start again. Yeah, okay. We're back. I think we're back. We know this isn't a mine. That is what it is. We know this isn't a mine. Alright, this must be part of the 2 then. Because it can't be part of the 1. If it was part of a 1, then this would be empty and there would be no way to put 2. So this has to be part of the 2. So this is forced, and then this has to be a mine to finish this one. 112 means that this has to be a mine and this isn't. 1 and 1 means this is a mine, well this isn't. This 3 sees 1 here, so this must be 3 like that. This isn't a mine. And this 1, 1 is complete. This 111 can only be completed like so. This one is also complete. So this 2 must have a 1, 2, so I think this has to be a mine. This 1, 1, 2 is now complete, so this is the case. This isn't a mine by triplet rules, very helpful. 1, 2, this has to be a mine because it can't be empty, it can't fit on 1, 2 in these 3 cells. So this has to be a mine. This isn't a mine by triplet rules. This 1, 2 means that this has to be a mine, or this isn't. 1, 2 means that this has to be a mine. Mine can't, this 1, 2 means that this has to be a mine, while this isn't. Minecart remaining is 1. Sorry, what? Minecart remaining is 1. Oh, right, well, firstly, this isn't a mine. Yes, alright, so this is a mine. And therefore, the minecart remaining is now 0. So the rest are non-mines. Where's this one? Yep. Alright, perfect, clear. Wow. Triplet wall is interesting. I don't know if the puzzle is just hard because of its size, or if, you know, T and W were made to be hard together. But yeah, that was really tough to work out. Not as tough as the other variants though, like P and O together, really a tough combo. But I think the real reason why not I think about it is because that the two variants don't work much together. Like, there are very few circumstances in which triplet and wall would work together in such a satisfying way as to, you know, provide you with new logic. O and P as well, same thing with O and P. They kind of, well, I think P is just really challenging in general, but so is O, and they don't work well together. So it's like, do I need to use outside logic for this one or partition logic for this one? Anyways, I think we've spent long enough. Negation and outside. You see what that spells? It spells no. And that's what I am gonna say to this puzzle because we have spent way too long on the last one. I think that means we should stop. Alright, so bye bye.